Bad Bunny is such an icon.
I love Bad Bunny. Everybody knows I love my Bad Bunny.
Did you know he hit #1 in like Czechoslovakia?
Oh, did he?
Like billboards in like
even
in
they
like
know what's going
Italy.
on.
I saw there's like 5 other countries where he was just like #1.
I
And I'm
don't.
like, how do you get #1 over there?
Over there, yeah. That means he's doing something right. You know what I mean?
I mean, Spanish is in like 22 countries.
Yeah.
Spanish is the main language in 22 countries.
Really? So that would make sense. I mean, Bad Bunny is known everywhere.
I mean,
you know?
so there's like places in Africa that Spanish is the main language.
Really?
Spain did a lot of traveling
Really?
when they were conquistadors. Yeah. What's up, everybody? We are here on the podcast. This is the No Sabo podcast.
Yes, No Sabo podcast. First episode of the No Sabo podcast. We don't have an intro yet.
I might make an intro before we do this. I might do something creative.
Go with your AI.
Yeah, maybe. I love AI.
Yeah,
I love it.
You can do anything with AI.
I know, it's so awesome.
Yeah.
So my name is Juan Elizondo, Omaha, Nebraska, born and raised. My parents are from Jalisco, so I'm the first generation American citizen. We grew up in Omaha, like we were the first few families here, and they would tell me that every quinceañera had like same people.
Yeah.
Like the Hispanic community kind of knew each other.
Right. Yeah.
33 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like it was just all one knit community.
Yeah. Before 24th Street was 24th Street and all that.
Everybody knew each other's uncles.
Yeah.
Aunties, cousins. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I grew up speaking English because I'm the youngest of 4, and they all spoke English because of school.
Oh,
so I was before
gotcha.
school. I was already speaking English. It's funny because they actually put me in ESL.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, and they're like, "You don't need to be here."
Oh, really? They just kicked you out? Yeah.
They're like, "Yeah, you're not supposed to."
You already know everything, right? What's the point? Oh, okay. Well, my name's Ariana Muñoz. Yeah, I think I'm first generation American citizen too.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, my parents were born in Mexico. My mom was born in Mexico City. And then my dad was born in San Luis Potosí. But we were all born here. Me and my 3 sisters were all born here. But no, growing up, my first language was Spanish, actually. Yeah,
Really?
My first language was Spanish. Yeah, because when I was born, my mom and my dad, I mean, they still spoke Spanish all throughout the house. My first language was Spanish. And then once I started going, my parents started learning English. So we all started learning English like at the same time. And then once Camila was born, my other sister, we kind of just all were speaking English at the house. So I'm the only person that's fluent, fluent. And all the other girls, they're no sabos, right? They're definitely no sabos. Yeah, just because like being raised in a household where everybody spoke English. And whenever I speak to people that are like, hey, like that are like, oh, like, why aren't you fluent? When I speak to people, I'm like, my parents, like, we didn't speak 100% Spanish growing up. We just kind of like mix Spanish into it. Like my parents, they speak to us in Spanish. We understand everything, right? We understand everything. But it's like talking back to them where, we
responding.
Yes. And the same with like uncles, same with people in the community. Like we can understand everything, but it's like speaking is like, me da pena, you know what I mean?
Because you're the oldest, so that's why probably you learned it right away.
Yeah, I'm the oldest of the 3.
Because your parents spoke Spanish.
Yeah, but another thing that I like to do is like if like I work at a restaurant too, right? And everybody at the restaurant, they speak Spanish, right? Everybody in the restaurant. And
in the kitchen.
In the kitchen. Oh, sorry. Yeah, in the kitchen.
Right.
Yeah, in the kitchen. And who am I to go into the restaurant, into the kitchen, and speak English to Spanish speakers? You know what I mean? Like if I have the ability to do it, why not do it, right? But yeah, that's why I'm trying to get the girls, my 3 sisters, to start speaking Spanish more. Like don't be so afraid. Just do it because like repetition, right? Repetition, little by little, right? Yeah. Because I don't want to be a no sabo all my life, Right. Yeah, eventually I will.
And there's a reason why, and I get it, like being a no sabo is like embarrassing.
Yeah.
There comes a lot of embarrassing moments for no sabo kids.
Yeah, and a lot of, not even just embarrassing moments, but like also a lot of shame that goes into it. You know what I mean? And when I'm
from our own parents,
right? That's what I'm saying. And when I say shame, I don't mean like personal shame. Like I don't feel shame myself, but like shame from like other people, right? Like I say something wrong. There's been times where like I say something wrong to my mom, And like, yeah, she corrects me, but it's the way you correct me. You know what I mean? That makes me never want to speak Spanish ever again. I'm just kidding. But you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's discouraging. Yeah. So that's why it's very important to, you know, if you're trying to correct someone, it's very important the approach that you take too, because you don't want to scare for example, like one of us like speaking to, for example, you know, somebody from the community that speaks fully Spanish, and then to be shut down just because we don't know it 100%. You know what I mean?
And you know what? And I'm not a psychologist.
Yeah.
But
tell me.
The initial shaming is possibly because they might not to like this on anyone who shames, but it kind of projecting that they don't speak English.
Well, maybe.
So it's like right away they're like, you're supposed to speak Spanish. Tienes cara de nopal. And so it's like a little bit like like embarrassing that you look Hispanic and you don't speak Spanish.
Right. But if you flip the tortilla and you flip the tortilla and like say, everybody has experienced that in one way, shape, or form, whether you're a fluent Spanish speaker or a fluent English speaker. You know what I mean?
Or any other language.
Exactly. Like any other language, because everybody has their own, you know, language barriers. But I feel like, especially like the no Sabo like generation.
It is a generation.
You know, it's a generation. You know, it's a generation, and it's a very broad generation. It's not just like from 20 to 30. No, there's, like you said earlier, like there's 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds that, you know, are no sabos just because that's how they were raised.
Yeah,
right?
that's big in Texas, where you'll have generation past generation.
Yeah.
Where they, like, great grandma knows English and doesn't know Spanish. So you see that a lot in like where it was areas that was Mexico back in the 1800s, like where you'll have generational English speaking. You know?
Yeah. 100%.
And so, and then you see it a lot in Texas, in bigger cities like LA, where you'll have generations like that, and the community's a lot bigger.
Yeah.
One thing about Omaha is there's a lot of first generational no sabos. Like, you know, a lot of these people here around in Omaha, their parents speak just Spanish.
Yeah.
And are learning English. You know, so Omaha is still kind of like a new, growing immigrant city, you know.
Right.
It's a melting pot.
It's
a lot
evolving.
Of
It's definitely evolving. You can see it. I mean, I've been in Omaha. Have you been in Omaha your whole life?
My whole life.
Yeah. And I feel like I've seen it more and more recently, where it's just like, wow, like there's a lot of like that Hispanic Latino community in Omaha. Like it's only getting bigger and bigger.
You know what? I think our goal should be, and we're setting the tone here. You know, we're excited to see what we can speak about that can help maybe relate to some people,
right? Or bring awareness to some things too. And this isn't gonna be like, this is gonna be kind of like a versatile podcast. You know what I mean? We're gonna be touching on, you know, like for example,
cultures,
food. Yes, the other day we went to El Dorado. Shout out El Dorado. But we went to El Dorado and they brought us this dessert, and we were gonna try it on the podcast, but then like
it has a name that's so Hispanic. That we can't remember it right now unless we Google it.
It's like, hold on, let me try to Google it like super fast. But it was called it's something with the C. I remember it starts with the C.
It's a postre meant for Lent.
Yes, dessert.
It's made out of bolillo. It has cheese on it. It has a cinnamon roll feel to it.
Yeah,
taste to it.
It tastes to it. And it smelled like bread pudding. I just remember.
Yeah.
La caripeotada.
Caripotada.
Caripotada, yeah.
Yep, caripotada. Capirotada.
We're both saying it wrong. So it says it's a traditional Mexican bread pudding. It says Mexican bread pudding eaten during Lent. It's made with layering toasted bolillo bread with syrup, cinnamon, and cloves. So yeah, it's basically just bread pudding. Capirotada. And there was cheese. There was cheese on top. I didn't really like that. But anyways.
I mean, pizza's cheese and bread.
I mean, that is true, but not cinnamon. But
cheese sticks. Yeah, I know, right?
Not cinnamon, yeah.
We tried it, and I liked it.
I said it was like a 5 out of 10. You said 7.
I liked it.
Yeah, you said 7 or 8.
I think it would go very well for like a champurrado.
Yeah, you did say that. Yeah.
Or like a nice little hot coffee or something, you know?
Yeah, I can see. I wanted to, next time, maybe we should try when it's fresh.
Yeah.
That was in the fridge for like 3 days.
Yeah,
we had it pretty late, but yeah. Okay.
So, Let's go into
Alrighty.
what is a no sabo.
What is a no sabo? So according to ChatGPT, no sabo is a slang term used in Latino communities in the U.S. to describe someone usually of Hispanic/Latino background who doesn't speak Spanish fluently or makes notable mistakes in it. Interesting. And I feel like we already kind of knew that.
Yeah.
You know, we kind of already knew that, just, you know, how we were raised. But
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think it's very important for people to be in their roots, you know, like it's so important just because like, especially now with how crazy everything is, like, not that it's frowned upon being Hispanic, but like it's a beautiful, beautiful community. It's a beautiful, you know, there's a lot of beautiful things in it.
Yeah.
So
I can relate. I definitely remember finding like you find your people in a way. And it sounds funny, but it's like, oh, well, you grew up too just speaking Spanish, or I only spoke Spanish to my parents. And that's why I kind of still had the Spanish thing.
Yeah.
But in high school, all of my school, I spoke English.
Yeah.
I never really spoke Spanish in school.
Yeah.
You know, and even college or whatever. Until I started working at like Hispanic, like kitchens, you know, and where there was Hispanics.
Yeah.
And then they just spoke Spanish.
Yeah.
So you started using that where you're like, now you're taking it away from just home to speaking it outside the house.
Right. And it's uncomfortable.
And they catch you.
Yeah, they catch you, right? And it's uncomfortable. Yeah, because especially like you said, like I started working at restaurants and all this stuff, and you know, you start, not that you feel shame, but you're like, okay, should I speak Spanish? You know, like I've been speaking English in this part of my life for my the entirety of my life. Like, can I, like, not can I, but like, what is that going to look like? Right. It's so uncomfortable, but it's kind of encouraging because from my experience, I don't know yours, but when I speak to, you know, these people, you know, working at the restaurants, especially mine, it's like, they appreciate more that you're trying, you know. I've never, and I can say this, at the restaurant that I've been working there for 5 years, and I've never had one person call out my bad Spanish, ever. It's always my parents. It's always your blood.
It's always the people closest to you.
It really is. But no, yeah, that's interesting though. That's what I've seen is that, from my personal experience, it's like they appreciate you more trying, and then rather than just speaking to them in English and expecting them to know, you know.
No sabo being a kind of a shameful label.
Yeah.
We grow up always a little scared to speak. You know, having a general conversation is intimidating sometimes.
Yeah.
You know?
But JPEG, when I first heard you speak Spanish, I thought this man is fluent. I literally thought, I'm like, my dad was saying something the other day and was like, yeah, JPEG, you know, doesn't speak that well Spanish. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, do you not hear him talk? He's like, yeah, but I didn't know you were technically a no sabo también, you know. Obviously, you know more Spanish than me, but.
So I'm still learning.
Yeah.
I still mess up, and I'll like, we'll do the podcast now that we're doing the podcast.
Yeah.
I'll catch it. I'm like, yeah, totally not. I didn't do that right.
Right.
You know, I got better, especially after working in the work field. Having those friends that only speak Spanish, and you just kind of keep practicing with them. With growing up, and you know, you learn throughout the years how you pronounce things. You know, the gender to some words.
Yeah.
I would say la agua.
Yeah.
Because I thought the A ended, and so you say la, but that's like one of the words that you don't say la. You say el, so that's like things like that. Like you catch on. And I've had a couple like real DJing, you know, for Hispanic families.
Right.
Being the bilingual DJ, in a way, bilingual.
Yeah.
I would so mess up on Spanish, introducing the quinceañera or the bride. I would mess up.
Yeah.
You know, and
Live.
those moments where you mess up in front of people, oh my God, do they traumatize you in a way where you're like, I'll never mess up like that again.
Right, yeah.
And I think every no sabo que quiere aprender más español, that wants to keep into learning both languages, right?
Yeah.
Should just be comfortable with messing up.
And
try to catch yourself, you know, and try to learn.
And and ultimately that this could be another, you know,
There's a whole other episode for this one.
That's a whole different one, but that's a lot about like what life is too, you know, like if you want to get better at something, you're going to suck at it too. Like, you know,
amen.
Yeah. Amen. Amen. But like, yeah, in order to get good at something, you're going to have to fail a couple times, you know, when you're in the moment, it's just like a deer in headlights, right? Like a deer in headlights. But I make my way around in conversation, but it's so weird. But when I'm around like my mom and my dad, like I get scared almost. Like maybe that's trauma. I'm just kidding.
Maybe it is, and you might need a little therapy for that.
Better help. You can sponsor
Hispanic parents are not deliberately, by accident, causing trauma to the first generation Americans,
and we will not stand for it.
And a lot of us might just need therapy, and that's a good way to end the No Sabo first show. So thank you guys for listening. There's going to be a lot more. We're going to try some foods.
Yeah, we're going to talk
about, have some guests. We're going to talk about a lot of things.
Yeah, there's a lot of good things that can come out of this podcast. But this first one was just kind of to introduce ourselves. So you know who's talking and, you know... and
there is free online therapies, apps,
BetterHelp
applications that you there's call numbers you can call.